In the past couple of weeks, I've unintentionally stumbled on a lot of new Transformers, and to kick it off, here's Beast Wars Clawjaw. Clawjaw here is a Humboldt or Jumbo Squid, or so I believe. It's kind of hard to tell with the beast line because they didn't put too much effort into animal accuracy, so who knows which kind of squid it is. The squid eyes should be on the side, but I'm not going to complain about it.
Giant squids have the biggest eyes in the animal kingdom.
He's got a decent little squid mode here. I like his colors. He looks good. There's not really a lot you can do with this figure. I mean, it's a squid. You can kind of get him in a sitting pose, but I don't know why unless you're having your toys have a fancy dinner party. I think the issue of posability in this mode has less to do with design flaw and more to do with the inherent issue of having a squid action figure. You might as well complain that Hasbro attempted a squid transformer in the first place, which I'm not because I love squids.
The only natural predator to a giant squid is a sperm whale.
Seriously, best animal ever.
Giant squids only live for 500 days.
But nonetheless, he stands on a shelf pretty well. Clawjaw surprises me by being one of the few basic figures that actually features a gimmick, and it's not a bad one. By pushing this little mechanism on the back, it opens his beast jaws. I don't usually get my Transformers mint and package from eBay, but this one I decided to. I was really stoked to get him mint on card. I just love this old box art stuff. Also, they didn't skimp on making old Flipper here look really terrifying. With his mutant suckers and toothed chest vagina, he just looks downright terrifying.
Squids are better killers than sharks.
When I was a kid, I always felt like the animal was in a petri dish, some mutant robot experiment, which is kind of what they were. But anyway, there's not a lot else you can say about the squid mode. It looks pretty good. The only real issue I have with it is that its upper body is just sort of three pieces sort of hobbled together. But it's a decent beast mode, albeit you can't do much with it.
I like squids. A lot.
As for his robot mode, goofy as it is, I love this robot mode. I think part of it's because he feels like a Predacon, even though he's a Maximal, which makes him seem wicked cool. Like, he's the badass good guy, even though he's really tiny. One thing that amazes me is that the head is the only part not used in both modes, and yet nothing seems useless or out of place in either mode. At the same time, that makes for a very ill-defined robot mode, which is probably my only real complaint about this toy. He has the most posable head I've ever seen on a beastie, and he may well be the most optimistic Transformer ever with his unparalleled ability to gaze the stars. The shoulder tentacles might bother me as kibble, such as the million bug formers that erupt with skinny legs in every direction. But I don't mind it on him. First, he really gets away with it because of that Cthulhu look. Second, they're not insect legs, so it's something different at least. And beyond that, they really don't get in the way. And when it comes to posing this guy, you can move them to shift his weight and help him balance. And they look about the same however you move them. I would have liked to have had them on ball joints for the pseudo-cape look, but he can't be perfect. He has so many fun poses with these arms, even though they're not much more posable than anyone else's. They just look really good in a wide variety. Like, go to your room squid, zombie squid, to be or not to be squid, robot squid? Oh yeah, he already has that. 10 points for the beast head as the robot chest, even though it's upside down. His beast mode eyes are in a creepy place, and combined with the chest tentacles that don't bother me at all, covering them up ever so slightly, they're even creepier. Like that old man watching you from behind the bushes.
Vulcan has tentacle rating.
On that note, the chest tentacles don't bother me too much, except when you start moving them around, they seem like they're flopping a little bit and become oddly phallic. His waist is articulated because of his transformation, but for some reason, it's really loose. Don't know why. I love his little legs. They're long, but also squat and cute. Ball-jointed hips and knees, swivel ankle. If you don't count the shoulder tentacles, then the only real kibble on this thing is this mechanism that activates his bite attack. And that's hardly a reason to gripe. Conveniently stored on his back is this orange claw weapon, which attaches to his arm tentacles, which walks the line between being really cool and really crappy. If you used it kind of like Wolverine did his claws, it could be really awesome. I wish he'd come with 2 sets of these claws. Having them on both arms would have been kind of cool. I think I kind of get his name now. Claw? Jaw. I wish they'd given him some kind of gun. Although, with all these tentacles, it's not hard to imagine that this guy could shoot lasers in just about any direction. This guy just feels like a tough little warrior. He wouldn't be terribly strong, but I imagine he'd be quite scrappy in a fight. I'd love to see a battle between him and Jack Sparrow. With all the creepy sexual references on this toy, making him look like a bastard child of Aphrodite and Cthulhu, it makes me wonder if he isn't a creeper in his spare time. Raptor meets statutory squid. He's just your standard-sized basic figure, but here he is next to Transmetal 2 Ramulus. FYI, instead of doing the transformations during the video reviews, I'm going to start putting together compilation transformation videos of all the figures I own, so it saves time during the review. This has been the video review for Beast Wars Clawjaw.
Squids are awesome.
And thank you for watching.